High in the Rocky Mountains, the autumn storms roll in fast and violent. Emma Carter, a volunteer replacing a veteran ranger who vanished without a trace, sits alone in an isolated fire tower, surrounded by absolute darkness. The silence breaks at exactly 2:17 a.m. An analog emergency radio, unplugged and dead for years, suddenly hums with static. A calm male voice cuts through the noise, telling Emma to step away from the east window. She takes 2 steps back. Instantly, a lightning strike splinters a dead pine outside, sending a massive branch crashing through the glass and impaling the floorboards exactly where she had been standing seconds before. There is no logical explanation for that transmission. The region's emergency radios run on analog frequencies that were decommissioned 40 years ago. The missing ranger, Arthur Hale, is the only other person assigned to this grid, and he disappeared weeks ago. The precision of the warning suggests something far more complex than a lucky guess. The mountain is hiding a terrifying anomaly, where outdated technology accurately predicts fatal accidents before they occur. The next morning, a heavy fog grounds a search and rescue helicopter nearby. Pilot Ryan Brooks is looking for the missing ranger. He and Emma form an uneasy alliance, combining his knowledge of the terrain with her experience from the tower. Emma shows him a notebook she found pried beneath the floorboards of the tower. It belongs to Arthur Hale. The pages are covered in erratic coordinates and dates, but one sentence is heavily underlined. They always answer after midnight. Following Arthur's coordinates, they hike deeper into the wilderness. Along the way, Emma's handheld radio crackles to life again. The voice warns them of a sudden landslide, and later a rotted bridge collapse. Both warnings arrive mere minutes before the disasters occur, saving their lives. The broadcasts grow unsettlingly specific. The voice addresses Ryan directly by name. It brings up his deep survivor's guilt, specifically referencing the fiancé he lost during a previous rescue mission in heavy fog. The radio acts as an omniscient protector, guiding their steps perfectly. Yet this level of impossible knowledge suggests they are taking orders from an entity that exists outside the normal flow of time. They finally reach Arthur's coordinates, arriving at a fire tower that officially burned to the ground decades ago. Fresh footprints circle the structure. Inside, pristine radio equipment sits next to a running tape recorder. Emma hits play on the cassette. Arthur's voice fills the room, confessing that the tower itself isn't the source of the anomaly. His final recording ends abruptly with the deafening crack of a gunshot. Beneath the floor of the burned tower, they find a heavy metal hatch. It leads them down into a sealed Cold War-era communications bunker, packed with rows of obsolete military radio panels and classified project files. This diagram found in the military logs illustrates the true purpose of the facility, a concept the military called probability transmission. The logs reveal the system transmits backward across alternate probability timelines, bypassing the constraints of physical distance entirely. These voices belong to people at the exact moment of their deaths. Their final words echo backward into the network, serving as warnings to change the fate of others. The life-saving warnings are fueled by infinite, repeating deaths. Suddenly, every speaker in the bunker erupts at once with dozens of agonizing cries for help. 2 of those terrified voices belong to Emma and Ryan, screaming from their own imminent future. Above ground, a sudden, massive wildfire ignites, racing straight up the mountain toward the bunker, causing the obsolete probability equipment to overheat and overload. They face an impossible choice. They can leave the system intact, preserving the warnings that will inevitably save future hikers. Or they can destroy the network, silencing the loop and freeing the people trapped inside it. They refuse to play God. Grabbing heavy tools from the bunker walls, Emma and Ryan smash the main consoles, abandoning the facility to be consumed by approaching flames. Destroying the anomaly ends their reliance on these fatal predictions. By silencing the voices of the dead, Emma and Ryan reclaim their agency over a future no longer dictated by the broadcast's crushing certainty. Weeks pass. The immediate danger finally fades, and the mountain quietly begins to heal from the fire. Emma and Ryan find a sense of peace, hiking the trails together in the daylight. While clearing a path through the recovering forest, Ryan notices an object buried in the ash. He pulls a dirt-caked handheld radio from the soil. The battery should be long dead, but the speaker crackles to life. A terrified voice cuts through the static, whispering a desperate plea. It begs them not to destroy the tower, crying out that they are still trapped inside. The glowing digits on the radio display reveal a broadcast originating exactly 30 years in the future. Ryan slowly looks up toward Emma. Miles across the valley, near the peak of the mountain, a brilliant spotlight clicks on inside the cabin of a supposedly abandoned fire tower. They only burned the receiver. The tear in probability remains wide open, and the cycle of echoes is only just beginning.